To chant the Lord Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Lord Dharma. I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Lord Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Lord Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Lord Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Lord Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Lord Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Lord Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Lord Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Lord Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Lord Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Lord Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Lord Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Lord Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to chant the Lord Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. Okay, please take your seats. Setting proper motivation with 3 points: refuge field, Bodhicitta field, and a purpose of practice. First, refuge fields. Visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the space in front of us, as so loving, caring, and embracing. Bodhicitta field, visualize your two kind parents and all the animal beings with you, the human beings, animals, insects, hungry ghosts, hell beings, god and goddesses, spirits, living aside, and where you are like the mother and all others are like children. Noticing the reality, all obscured, of having the vision of the reality by the obscuration, particularly the self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude. Because of this, they behave in a very different way in contrast to the true potential, true nature, which is Buddha nature. They behave very selfishly and they behave so violently, thinking that the dream is real and then being affected. And you getting some glimpse of emptiness, you see that everybody's like small children, having fallen asleep and going through a nightmare and reacting to the dream. Well, you know that's just a dream, there's nothing true for these children to react to. And with great compassion, you generate this very strong aspiration that I practice to make the most of our being together here and learn this wisdom, or wake up from the sleep of ignorance and yourself be liberated from the fears and expand your happiness to infinity, and then share this wisdom with all the other dear sentient beings with total love and affection. With this mind, let's turn to page 3. And through your great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. And through your great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. And through your great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. I go for refuge and turn enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and turn enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanye joda zoge jo namno, janju pardo dane gyapsuch, dage jinso gebe so namge, drola penjere sanye drubare ju, sanye joda zoge jo nam, janju pardo dane gyapsuch, dage jinso gebe so namge, Tola benjire sanje drupare sho, sanje jola zoge jo namna, chanjo bardo dane gyabzo je, dage jinso gebe so namgi, tola benjire sanje drupare sho. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no rising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme all teachers, the one who taught this. I prostrate to the mothers of the years. Who through the knowledge of hearts and souls has been migrated to achieve the aims of the world, and through the helps the people expound a variety of teachings. The one who is transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by Buddha's benefits and activities, the teacher, the and protector of and operations. The one who has got rid of the web of conceptualization and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines forth the forever noble light rays. To you, the Buddha, make prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I gender the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. Om ye dharma heto prabhavam hetum te sham dathagato yavatat Desham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat Desham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhav gato yavatat Desham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation is well as taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear-light and non-composite. Such is the nectar like dharma I've discovered. Finding no one to fathom this teaching, in silence I'll return to words. Beyond utterance, thought and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has a nature space. It is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the three times, I bear obeisance. The forces of the Buddha's teachings. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are the nature of suffering. All phenomena, the nature of emptiness and selflessness, transcending sorrow is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma, likewise the Guru is the Sangha, the Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly divinely give teachings until the end of the expanse of billions eons. The Buddha does not watch the negativities of beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that the beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered miseries gloom. Are the instructions on parting from the four attachments? If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. Page 14. Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay, so I did mention this before, but the ceremony here, as we recite the praise to Buddha Shakyamuni, it's not that we praise the Buddha and Buddha is very happy, then bless you. And this is not the thing. Instead, why we praise the Buddha Shakyamuni is for the reason that when we praise somebody sensibly, it's on the basis of the qualities. And what are the qualities indicated of the Buddha Shakyamuni? We have to identify these qualities as we read this. And then it's not that, okay, he's great, he's great. This is not the point. The point is that, okay, I also have do I have some of these qualities? Just check it. And if you do find that there are some qualities within you, rejoice. Rejoice. This is not egoistic to find some qualities which Buddha is praised with. And then if you find some of these with you, may not be complete, may not be consummated, but if something is there, rejoice. This is not egoistic. You have to identify qualities. On this basis, then we grow. And then if you don't see these qualities within you, keep in mind that we all, no matter what, we all have the seeds of these qualities. These qualities are deep within us in the form of seeds. So our job is, okay, these are the qualities with which I have to grow. I also have the seeds of these qualities. I have the Buddha energy within me. I need to let these qualities grow. So how do you do that? Try to see that how to cultivate these qualities. And then once these start to grow, then keep germinating this more and more. And this is how we follow the path. Gade, gade, para, sambade. This whole purpose. Okay. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, one gone beyond, the four destroyer, completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme God of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings and go for refuge. When all supreme amongst humans, you are born on this earth, you pace out seven strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you otherwise then I prostrate. With pure bodies, form supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the three worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With a supreme science, face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Prostrate like you, the three worlds are not. Incomparable wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior hearing great compassion, the founder having all understanding, feeder of merit with the qualities of the vast ocean, to you that the Tathagata I prostrate. The purity that frees from attachment, the virtue that frees from the lower realms, the one part that is sublime pure reality, to the Dhamma that pacifies I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, wholly feel qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you the Sangha I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly, this is a teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew, or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through this merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all seeing, subdue the four falls, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. Page 29, Heart Sutra. As we recite Heart Sutra, let us remember not to miss 3 points. One, was a question asked by Shariputra to Arabaluteshvara, and number 2 was a response given by Arabaluteshvara to Shariputra, and number 3, the benefits of having what benefits we get if we practice as taught by Arabaluteshvara in response to the question from Shariputra. Okay. The Heart Sutra, Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. I prostrate to the Arahantable gem, and thus did I hear at one time the Buddha was dwelling on the mass of Bodhicitta mountain in Rajgriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Buddha was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called a profound illumination. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arabaluteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those 5 aggregates also as empty of inner nature. Then through the power of the Buddha, Venerable Shariputra said to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arabaluteshvara, how should any child of the lineage who wishes to practice the profound perfection of wisdom train? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly, beholding those 5 aggregates also as empty of inner nature. Form is empty, empty is a form, empty is not other than form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, composite factors, and consciousness is empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no composite factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element and so on up to and including no mind element and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance and so on up to and including no aging in death and no extinction of aging in death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation of the path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration and thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the 3 times also manifest the complete awakened, perfect complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, unsurpassed mantra, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering should be known as truth, since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared, Dhyata Om Gade Gade Para Sam Gade Bodhi Swaha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Buddha arose from that concentration and commanded the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arabaluteshvara, saying, Well said, son of the lineage. It is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you've indicated, even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Buddha having thus spoken, Venerable Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arabaluteshvara, those surrounded in their entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras and gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Buddha. Okay, so now what we have learned the last few days, just visualize that we are all in Rajgir, Vulture speak, where the Bodhisattva Muni, the precise over the gathering, and His Holiness who paid many visits there, and the Arabaluteshvara, Shariputra, and yourself, all the family members, all the essential beings there, filled with Bodhisattvas, and all the beings with you. And imagine that Bodhisattva is exhorting us thus. Don't remain in the fears and the tears of samsara. Come towards ultimate happiness. Awaken your Buddha nature. And you hearing what Bodhisattva is exhorting, you then inform this to all your dear essential beings, your parents, children, all the family members, everyone, human beings, animals, insects, everyone with you. And the saying that, look, this is our compassion teacher, what Bodhicitta is teaching us. Let us not remain in the fears of samsara anymore. Come to the ultimate happiness by awakening this Buddha energy within us. And all the beings hearing what you are saying, they are so inspired to join you in this journey of cleansing the mind. So with this mind, let's recite this mantra together. Dhyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha 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 Dhyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. By the teachings of the three supreme jewels possessing power of truth, may inner and outer hindrance be transformed, may they be dispelled, may they be non-existent, may they be pacified, may all negative forces opposed to the Dharma be completely pacified, may the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified, may we be separated from problems and conditions harmful to the Dharma, may all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma, may auspicious and perfect happiness pervade this place now. Okay, as you recite this mantra, many people, particularly those who follow the Buddha's teachings with pure faith, just by the faith, they are feeling that to recite this mantra, then some blessings will come. Is there any blessings? Answer is yes, the blessings are there. In fact, more important, particularly for the learned people, learned means someone who has learned about emptiness. And someone who's learned about how the miseries come to being through through the causes. For them, you can reap even more refined benefit from reciting mantra, not just expecting some miracle, some transformation happening. Yes, it does happen to some extent. But more important that is a reminder for us that I should not remain as who I am today. I should keep improving, just to have the failures, to have the negativities. What's wrong with this? We are all in samsara. This is the definition. So the point is that somebody who identifies that and who doesn't want to stay in this state and keep improving, that is wise people. This one, just have a failure. Everybody's a failure. Everybody's a mistake. The fact that we're in samsara, this is the clear indication. But the thing is that those people who continue to stay like this, these are unwise people. So be kind to yourself and be wisely kind to yourself. Wisely kind means we should be wise. If you're wise, you are evolved. How to be wise? Somebody who identifies where you are and doesn't want to stay in these miseries continuously. I want to evolve. I want to get up. Evolve doesn't mean that I want to learn how to fly. this is not the meaning of the being evolved. It means that somebody who doesn't want to stay in these miseries. So how containment karmas, afflictions, inappropriate tension, and the self-grasping. There's first the containment karmas. Okay, this is the first thing that I have to take measure. Say, the wrong things that we do, practices that we do, just try to stay away from this. For example, as some people, we have a very wrong bad habit. We have our own bad habits, bad habit of telling lies all the time, telling lies. And just try to stay away from these bad habits. For example, like non-vegetarian, heavy non-vegetarian. If there's no meat there, then you cannot eat food. Just try to change these things. So how many animals are being harmed? How many pains are being created? Think of these, okay, if I continue to do this, how can I see emptiness? So the example of the ferocious waves, with the ferocious waves continuously created, no chance to see the character of God. So this is how we have to think of. So reciting the mantra should be a reminder for us that I should not be staying as what I'm today. I have to keep growing from there, but continuously remove the metal stains. And it's not that I see the emptiness and all the mental states are gone. No, first remove the gross ones. Study all these things, make a blueprint of everything, including eradicating the afflictive cognitive obscurations. Blueprint. Create the blueprint, which is so important. But in the actual ground, work from the contaminant karmas. Try to stay away from the contaminant karmas. I'm not just talking to you, to myself also. So we all have to think in this direction. Then the Gade, this mantra, it makes sense. Gade means go. Go from where? Go from the state of miseries, limitations, shortcomings, to a state of perfection. More and more perfection. So if this happens, and then we recite for 10 years, 20 years, there is Gade, mind is not going. Same anger, same attachment, same craving. Then they go with, just wasting your time recite the mantra. So, but whereas for those people who do not have these learnings, for them there's a different story. For them it is like receiving blessings in the form of some miraculous changes happening within me. I don't know what change happening, it must be going there, This is just, but somebody who's learned these things, for them it should be more than this, to bring about real change. The real change happens with action. Taking, these thoughts, the blueprint that we created, just to work on the field, on the ground. So, this should be a reminder for us that I should try my best to stay away from for example, if you are non-vegetarian, every day eating non-vegetarian, from there, okay, this is true, how can I, gade, what I'm saying this, with what I'm doing, it remains the same, which means I'm not gade. So how to create gade, okay, non-veg is one problem, telling lies is another problem, laziness is another problem. Just identify these weaknesses, and I have to minimize. First, I have to minimize, and then eventually get rid of these. Then you can see your emotions inside, afflictions, which drive these actions. Afflictions very clearly. Otherwise, at the moment, afflictions they will just grab us like this, and we are not unaware, and they just manifest in the form of actions, karmas. And karmas are visible, and the emotions, they're happening, but you see that, okay, this is part of me. Then later when the karmas are stopped, then you see even the emotions, you can control them. They manifest, then you can, to some degree, you can control them with their respective attitudes. Then come to the inappropriate tension. Manage the inappropriate tension by seeing the relativity. So, with this, and then you see that yes, that's true, this is all relative. You otherwise wait, this excess attachment coming, excess aversion coming. For example, like cheesecake. Right, it's very funny. How funny? Say, at one point, say, but it's so nice. Then say, I don't know what is happening. So, you taste the same thing, there's some smell of imperfections coming. Oh, is this cheesecake wrong? Or this is the nature of all the cheesecakes? If this is the nature of all the cheesecakes, there's nothing good in cheesecake. You're getting it? There's some smell of imperfections coming. Some smell of what is good. What is that? This is what's the word? Some become old.
Stale.
Yes, some the smell of the being stale. Not body, that is extreme. Even what we see as a fresh cheesecake, even there at one point you can smell the stillness. You can smell it. Then you say, wow, that's amazing. So there must be another cheesecake without this smell. Without this smell, there's not cheesecake then. Wow, that's amazing. So look, so they say, with this, then as the gross ones go away, whatever karmas, grossly negative karmas, they subside, then afflictions, Vogel's afflictions, they subside, then you see the relativity, relative to, for example, say, you've been always eating very grossly stale food like the moldy, then what we call as a fresh cheesecake, this is so fresh. But then relative to some other things, very natural, pure smell of the nature. Nature, this cheesecake, some things, the staleness is there. You will feel it. Then what is this? People are so attached. And there's nothing to attach to. So this is how we grow. And then finally, self-grasping, how these reasons and the selflessness, emptiness will not come automatically. We have to study this. We have to reflect on this. And then meanwhile we have to put effort in undermining the earlier ferocious waves, the bubbles, the sediments, and then the tiny, very subtle waves, water waves, currents inside. They should be stopped. Only then your study, reflection, meditation on the wisdom of emptiness will gradually dawn. It's not like that. Say, somebody may have extremely good articulation of emptiness, extremely good articulation, and anybody just listen to this, you may feel that this person realizes emptiness directly. No, articulation is happening, but the realization is a very different story. So only when, say, the gross mental states, this disturbance stop, then the experience will become very different. It's very different. And this person may not have the articulation, but what the person experiences, and somebody else who can articulate so well, and everybody's so impressed. And that experience can be very shallow, and your experience can be so deep. Who knows that? Somebody who actually experience emptiness, they talk to these people, and from the demeanor, they could make out the difference. So that way, the gade, people like us who already studied this and who want to study further, go deeper into these. So it is you who have the opportunity that is beyond, more than what ordinary people expect from this gate and inexpensive blessings. You have something more than this, practical transformation. So this is what we need to keep in mind, that, this is what the Buddha is telling me, Buddha is teaching me, that don't stay in this experience of the ferocious wave of the contaminant karmas, remove them. Don't fray in the demonic mouth of the afflictions, get rid of them. And don't stay in this inappropriate attention, see things relativity. And then don't stay in the self-grasping, wake up from the sleep of ignorance. This should be the reminder for us. Okay, Buddhist mind. Let's recite this. Yes, we already recite this. This is how we have to recite and see the benefit, be a constant reminder for us. And then if you think of this, then whenever you recite the mantra, there's a sense of urgency coming to us. Okay, I'm not really doing what I should be doing. I'm not really transforming my afflictions. I'm not transforming the contaminant karmas in a attention. I'm not really doing that. And yesterday, how much I meditated on the wisdom of emptiness, right? I did not do that. oh no. So this mantra should be constant reminder. You're getting it? So therefore, in the Tibetan tradition, some of you who are new, you have no idea. Those who are already familiar, you know that so there's a daily practice, which means that like reciting the Hasu mantra, Yedana mantra, so forth, on a daily basis. These are all reminders for us. Reminders, and then on that basis, like constantly seeing the blueprint. I see the blueprint, but how much I have constructed the house on the ground. So when you don't see that is really coming up, then every time you see the blueprint, if you don't see the blueprint, you'll forget. Every time you see the blueprint and not seeing the house there on the ground, oh no, I have to do something, that'll come. That is so precious. Okay. Next 8 verses, my training, page 35. By Kishilanvi Thamba. With the determination to achieve the highest aim, for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wishful fulfilling gem, may I hold them dear at all times. Whenever I interact with someone, may I view myself as the lowest among us all, and from the very depths of my heart, respectfully hold others as superior. In all my deeds, may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others, may I strongly confront them and avert them. When I see beings of unpleasant character, and those oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear for their rare to find, as if I had discovered a jewel treasure. When others out of jealousy treat me wrongly with abuse and slander and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others the victory. When someone whom I've helped or in whom I've placed great hopes mistreats me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard him still as my precious teacher. In brief, may I offer benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all hurts and pains of my mothers. May all these remain undefiled by the stains of the 8 mundane concerns, and may I, recognizing all things as illusions, the God of clinging be released from bondage. From my 2 collections, vast space that I've amassed, from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds with my eyes blinded by ignorance.
Verse 4 and 5.
Sorry?
Can you explain verse 4 and 5?
Verse 4 and 5. Verse 4 and 5, page 35. Verse 4, which reads, when I see beings of unpleasant character, and those oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear for their rare to find, as if I've discovered a jewel treasure. Okay, so basically, I will quickly explain this. But I'm thinking of doing this part, not really the 8 verse mind training per se, the main body of the practice, which is known as the method of equalizing and exchanging self for others. So either this afternoon or tomorrow, we have today, tomorrow, 3 days. So if not today, then tomorrow for sure we will do that. There's more detail. And actually this is all about the Bodhicitta, the unconditional love. And for that matter, there are 2 main methods to generate that. This we have to study separately. And these are the actually teaching us. Okay, so in short, for the Bodhicitta practice, we begin by, not by saying that, okay, I have to practice compassion, not by this, but when I practice compassion, then there are some difficult people who take advantage of me. Don't start from anything. Start with clean slate. What I want infinite happiness. I want fearlessness. Start from there. And some people may think that, okay, this is too selfish. You start from, I want. It's too selfish. It doesn't matter. We are born selfish, right? So how many of you, the day when you were born on the planet Earth, how many of you cried? How many of you cried? You don't remember. But somehow you can infer that you cried. You cried. And why did you cry? Because of compassion? The other baby is not feed, please feed the other baby. Right? The other baby is, the other newborn is feeling cold, please. No, nobody's taking care of the other baby. Then you cry. No, I am hungry. I am feeling cold. I. This is how we be born with. Don't feel shy to be selfish. This is reality, Let it be very realistic. Don't think of, no, it's very selfish. No, start from who you are. From there, then you have found the ground. You start as, no, this is very selfish, you have to think of the world, like this. Then the thing is that, yes, in the first place, I profoundly admire these people who, even though they did not find the ground, but they talk about the world, they talk about other people. This is so precious, so precious. So precious. We talk about the animals, just from the start, who talk about the animals should be protected, and this should be protected. So what I do is, how serious are you? If you're very serious, you have to first find the ground on which you are sitting. First you have to find the ground. Ground is that. What's the ground? Some people who are very compassionate, and oftentimes they have not yet found the ground. Because how do you find the ground? Is that when will this person find the ground? That the person does everything for others, and suddenly you come to a point whereby you are suffering. Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming. You are suffering. And even people who hear 4 and 5, people who you have helped so much, and now you are in problem, and the other person is in position to help you. Instead of helping, giving a damn to you. Then you will find your ground. Then when you say that, oh no, this is the ignorance. If this is how you react, you are a really evil person. But 99% of such people will just say that I have no hope in the humanity now. Right? Even the person who I helped the most, and now the person in the position to help me, and I'm in such a dire situation, the person gave a damn to me. So I have no hope in the humanity. Finished. So that is when the person found the ground. What is that? There's some degree of selfishness inside. You're getting it? So till that point, till the person met with this situation, the person was talking about others all the time. So there's nothing wrong in it. But you have to discover your true nature, that you have element of selfishness. Whereas, as I said earlier, one out of 10,000 people, if not 1 out of 1 million people, even though without these studies, they continue to help. When they go through this difficulty, they don't give up on the humanity. They say, okay, that's what happened in this world. And again, although you are suffering terribly, but there's some need help for somebody else. Again, jump to help. This is very different. These are evolved beings from the past lives. You getting it? 1 out of 1 million. 1 out of 1 million. So the point is that we have to discover our ground. The ground is that there's an element of selfishness within us. So this selfishness is harming us. What we want is, I want fearlessness. I want infinite happiness, and I want fearlessness. So this is from where we have to begin. And for this, what we see is that what attracts, but you have to build the nature. You have the fearlessness already within you. You have the infinite happiness already in you. Why you're not seeing this is because these two are blocked by the mental defilements. What are the mental defilements? In a loose sense. For this fearlessness, what blocks you this? What attracts the miseries? Self-grasping ignorance. And what makes you not to have the expansive infinite happiness? Selfishness. As simple as that. So, and the selfishness from the very subtle to the grossest one. You have to get it for all these. Check out all. Any disease, right? Any disease, even if it is just 0.01, get rid of this. Disease, don't want. Selfishness is a disease. So get rid of this. And when do you see the selfishness? Subtle ones. Right? When you meet with the difficult situation. So it says, when I see beings of unpleasant character, and then you write, like you see Sonasa Dalai Lama, right? Everywhere he says Dalai Lama, wow, the human is amazing. Selfishness cannot come out, right? It's so pleasant because the selfishness, you want everything to look nice and everything look nice. If it's so kind, compassionate, caring, when somebody you help and being nasty to you, right? And then says, how dare, then the selfishness comes out. You getting it? So these are the great opportunity for us in order for us to say your name again?
Oscar with C.
Oscar with C, right? And Oscar with C, can you explain what is quality control?
The process to assure that the products meet the standard.
Yes. Even the vocabulary is very standard. From the first day to today, there's no change. Even the vocabularies. Right? To make sure that the products meet the standard. You're getting it? Standard meaning that's very standard. Even there should be no even these small problem there. You have to identify all the small the problems. For example, when you make the iPhones, the cell phones, when they first make the product, you know that they are given to the young people for free, right? Use that. And if you identify any flaws, right, you report. You identify one flaw, they will give you $1,000. Identify the flaws. You're getting why? Because if these flaws are seen when marketed and seen by the people, nobody will buy this. Yes, Oscar? So therefore, they're given free first before marketing. Free first to identify. And then the more you identify the flaws, the more money you get. So, the quality control. So identify the subtle mistakes. And identify subtle self-centered attitude. When the problems are more severe, when the situation is so dire, then the selfishness manifests. So these are identified as subtle selfishness, quality control, right? To meet you as a product, to meet with the standard of the Buddhas. You're getting it? You have to identify these things and remove it, check it out. Then you become the Buddha standard, right? To meet the standard. Okay, so these are what I see beings of unpleasant character, and those who are oppressed by the strong negative and suffering may hold them dear. Why dear? Because they help me to identify this self-centered attitude, and then this will help me to remove this. Then I become a Buddha. So they make me a Buddha, right? It's so dear to me. They're so precious for me. For they are so rare to find. And they say they are about here, they're about 50, 60 people, but we don't see anybody coming to fight with you, right? Right? No, nobody, the drummer, why you're wasting time, nobody's saying that, right? So everybody's so nice. So therefore, it's so rare to find somebody who comes to bother you. It's so rare. And this person who comes to bother you is the one who makes your self-centered come out. Make you identify that there's still this self-centered attitude. Then you can work on this and then you can be Buddha. And the rest cannot make you Buddha, only that person makes you Buddha. So that's so rare and precious. Number 5. When others out of jealousy treat me wrongly with abuse, slander and scorn, may I take upon myself and defeat and offer to others the victory. In defeat, I take the defeat. It's not the defeat on yourself, to defeat the self-centered attitude. When you say, I take the defeat, right? So what happens is the self-centered attitude says, well, no, you don't take the defeat. Who's saying this? Self-centered attitude is saying this. So when you say, no, I'll take the defeat, right? Self-centered attitude will mouth shut. So this is how self-centered attitude got rid of. It's not defeating you, it's actually giving the victory to you. Because when the self-centered attitude is gone, your happiness expands. This is victory. Okay, good. Done? Good. Okay, now 7 in practice, page 37. Except from the King of Prayers, extraordinary aspiration of the practice of Samadhi. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri, you the Buddhas, the lions amongst humans, God of freedom in the present, past and future, and the world's of 10 directions. To all of you, with body, speech and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy or aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect and with as many bhaktis as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualize this real, I bow down. On every particle are Buddha's numberless particles. Each of them is a host of bodhisattvas. And I'm confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With the infinite oceans of praise for you and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you Sugathas. Beautiful flowers and regal gardens, sweet music, scented walls and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense are offered to you victorious ones, the Buddhas. Fine dress and fragrant perfume, sandalwood powder heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array offered to you victorious ones. With transcendental offerings, peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done with my body, speech and mind, overrun by attachment, anger and ignorance, all these are openly laid bare before you. I lift my heart and rejoice in all the merits of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers here still training, and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained the Buddha's omniscience through the stage of awakening, O you are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons, numberless atoms of the world, and for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight merit I have accumulated by making prostration, offerings, and confessing, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, are now dedicated all this for the full awakening of all beings. Model offering. Oscar, did you learn how this yet? Oscar, see, did you learn this? No? Lisa, didn't teach you? Huh? Lisa was next to you. Didn't teach you? Wow, so kind. Okay. Okay, where's Oscar? Oscar with K. Did you learn it? Okay. Is it the right one? Okay, the girl over there? Okay, yes. Shruti? No? Gabor, you don't notice them? Why not? Okay, this is Sheila, one of the lady behind. Rainbow, go there, Rainbow is next to you. Hey, Paul, here. Okay, is there anybody? Okay, the Ravana, the lady before you. You know? Good. Okay, the Rishi, Kamala, Rishi. Anyone? Anyone left? Anyone? The lady over there at the back? You know? Yes. Just let me know if there's anybody who did not get any teacher. Yes. Srishti is amazing. She's amazing. She learned it in a few minutes and she's teaching somebody else. I don't know whether she's teaching correctly or not. Okay, good. Okay, today the credit goes to Gabor. He is very successful. He taught somebody and made the student teach others also within a few minutes. Okay, ready. Good now. Now done. Oscar. Okay, leave it. You done it. Good. Okay. Is it Oscar's problem or is it Lisa's problem? We don't know. Right? Oscar is so kind. The two index fingers should hold the two middle fingers. Two index fingers should hold the two middle fingers. Okay, don't worry. Okay, good. This ground adorned with perfume, strewn with flowers, adornment by Meru, the four continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this is the Buddha felt and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy the pure land. O Sajibya Ge Joshe Mendo Tam Sangye Shendo Me De Bhavayin Toganam Da Jelai Jabarai Shom. The four Dhammas Venerable Kambapa. May we bless that my mind is directed towards the Dharma. May we bless my Dharma practices on the proper path. May we bless that the path is free of flaws. May we bless that the flaws are seen in the light of exalted wisdom. The four Dhammas of Venerable Bhikshu Mahasattva, becoming utterly frustrated with the ignorance that grasps at true existence, please bless me to generate genuine renunciation, seeing all aspects of samsara as vicious and repulsive. Please bless me that my mind soon overflows with the precious bodhicitta that cherishes others more than myself. Please bless me to have an immaculate experience of the wisdom of emptiness that does not see even an atom of intrinsic reality on the basis of understanding how things come into being by dependent origination through mere conditioning. Please bless me that my mind soon overflows with the precious wisdom of non-duality of bliss and emptiness. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niraktiyami. Which is the foundation of all good qualities. The roadmap to enlightenment. So these hand gestures, if you learn how to do it, is good. But even without this, you can still become Buddha. Don't worry. Yeah, even without this. And I'm sure that the Indian masters, they don't know this gesture. This gesture may be developed in Tibet. Don't worry, you can become Buddha. Okay. The foundation of all good qualities by Lama Tsongkhapa. The foundation of all good qualities is a kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is only found. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly day and night takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of virtues and non-virtues come or follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me to always to be careful, to abandon even the slightest negativity, and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Samsara splendors are unsatisfying and unreliable. Seeking them is a door to all suffering. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teaching is keeping the breath moksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mother migratory beings. Please bless me to say this, train in supreme bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I've developed bodhicitta, but I don't practice the three types of morality, I'll not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I pacify distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyze the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of Kamabhati and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the two attainments is keeping pure Vasana Samaya. As I've become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pleasures in my life. Then, having realized the importance of the two stages, essence of Vajrayana, never give up the 4 sessions. Please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who showed the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice their long lives, please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect Gurus, may enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities of stages of the paths, by completely attain the state of Vajradhara. Yorabadukuteshvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of the flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, the Sankhapa, crown jewel of the sage of the land of snows, those on top at your feet and make prostrations. Yorabadukuteshvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, teacher of hosts of demons without exception, Sankapa, crown jewel of the sage of land of snows, Losantaba, at your feet and make prostrations. Or next generating the mantra of consummate yoga, independent Tamje Nijuka Simkepa, which has 4 parts. Shamatha practice, renunciation, Bodhicitta, wisdom of emptiness, and then finally taking the expression Bodhicitta vow. 5 minutes. Okay. For the single point meditation, the most important thing is eyes not closed and backbone upright, and breathe normally. And focal point, the counted breath, breath in, breath out, and then the working on the tiny white dot in nose and upper lip. And the most important thing is identifying the areas of meditation, laxity and excitement. And if any of these two things happen, apply the remedies, mindfulness and introspection. Okay, so before this we'll do the quick first physical exercise, 9-round breathing exercise, and then breathing meditation. Ready? The physical exercise. Hold your two knees and your right shoulder to touch bring it as close to the left knee as possible, right? And your right arm should be straight and left can be bent. And 3 times towards the left knee. 1, 2, 3. Now the other shoulder, left shoulder in 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Right shoulder in. 1, 2, 3. Left shoulder in. 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay, next the 9-round breathing. Hands out, thumbs in, wrap the thumbs with the fingers, make 2 fists on a knee, and then pull. Left side, the first index finger, release that, block to your right nostril 3 times, breathe. Again, pull. Again. Good. Now the breathing meditation, 5 minutes. Ready? Okay. In the monastic universities, the tradition has said that early morning, usually like 4:30, 5, there's going to be the group, the prayers, and how the monks are being called, what kind of bell they ring, is that the first, a senior monk and a young monk go to the rooftop of the main temple. And the senior monk, what he does is that he, with rosary, with his beads, the rosary, say this is the, you must have noticed that at the top, on the four sides, you see some protrusion, some structure, like this, some structure there. So they say this is the structure. Then the senior monk, what he does is that with his rosary, he will just touch this structure with the rosary like this, because then everything is pin drop silent. Even this sound can be so audible. And why not like banging like tarigal, not like this, is to make sure that the monks were meditating, like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and they're meditating. That given the indication that now it's time for you to come out of the meditation and come for the group prayer, right? So they do like this sound. This sound is very audible but not disturbing. And the monks then, okay, now this, and then the young monk will then start to say the words to call the monks with some kind of the scriptural citations, or like this, with a very smooth voice, will say very loudly. So this is how not to disturb the meditators, to make sure that the meditators, they come out not in that luggage chair. For example, you are like just lost somewhere and somebody says, hey, then it's very disturbing, very shocking. Okay, so this is just how you ring the bell. So even the gong, the tradition has it that first you hit it very gently, and then it keeps increasing. So this is how, and then when you stop, again, say if I'm to hit the gong for like 20 times, so the first 10 increasing, the remaining 10 decreasing. So this is, for that reason, everything should be so smooth, gentle, quiet, peaceful, and at ease. Okay, next, renunciation. So you remember yesterday I said something with renunciation. You remember? What did I say? Huh? Okay. So I don't know, you're pretending you've forgotten it, right? So what I said is that tomorrow I'm not going to give the instruction. You remember that? Okay, today is the tomorrow. You're getting it? So you have to do it on your own. So what we do is that first, whenever I utter the 4 seals one by one, the first seal, then you meditate on the basis of instructions which I gave yesterday. Basic structure should be how I gave yesterday, and then the additional things you can add from your own experience. And then when I move to the second seal, after a few minutes or 2 or 3 minutes, when I move to the second, no need to rush, no need to jump. You just wind up what you're doing at your own pace, wind up, start winding this up, and then move to the second. Likewise, third, fourth. Ready? Okay. And today we'll try both. Renunciation, Bodhicitta, both on the basis of the not without instruction. Okay. First, the meaning of the renunciation. To renounce miseries, not to renounce happiness. To renounce miseries means not to renounce the cause of miseries. And the cause of miseries, Buddha identified. And the four misconceptions. To remove the four misconceptions, Buddha taught the four seals. The first seal, all composite things impermanent. All contaminated things are suffering nature. everything is the nature and emptiness, selflessness. Okay, for this, we follow the instructions. What are you doing? I'm meditating. And what is your body doing? My body is in meditative state. And how does this person appear to who you identify as I appear to you? So real, not like a dream. It's so objectified there, so solidified there. This belief that this person exists objectively, so independent from my mind, so objectified, so solidified, that is known as self-grasping ignorance. And how do you know that this perception of this I is ignorance and not a valid mind? To evaluate this, remember what Arjuna taught. If the mirage were to be water, when not those close with the mirage see water. In a similar token of reasoning, if this self who identifies I were to exist objectively, why don't I see this self as a closer to its object? Okay, now let's go closer to its object to evaluate if this self does exist objectively. This is technically known as subjecting this self to ultimate analysis. Subjecting this self to ultimate analysis, we end up, just ignore all those things which are not the self. You are interested in a self which exists objectively. Go closer, first we see the thin layer of the skin. Of course, that is not me, objective things in me. Beyond that, the fatty tissues, also not me. Behind that, the cartilages, the muscles, the whole skeleton. None is me. The heart, the lungs, the liver, the spleen, intestine, gallbladder, all these solid parts constitute that in the earth, and there's none of that in the earth to be identified as objectively as this self. That's for sure. Element of water, 4 liters of blood, which is being pumped in and out by the heart to the different parts of the body. Of course, that is not me. Element of fire, 2,600 joules of energy. Of course, that's not me. Element of air, 4.6 liters of air that you breathe in out through your lungs. Of course, that's not me. Element of space, 99.99% of your body is vacuum. Yet I'm a solid person, vacuum, space, vacuum in nature. If the space is also not me, element of consciousness or the element of mind. I'm a male, I'm a female. And gender is posited on the basis of the body. And the mind doesn't have gender. Mind can be described as male, female, so therefore even this mind is also not me. And also that people can see me, people cannot see my mind. So therefore, if this mind is also not me. Okay, now you have come too close to this object of ultimate analysis, and you end up seeing the 6 elements. Tell me, which of 6 elements is what you identify as intrinsically as this intrinsic meaning from the object as a self? None. If you're very sure of this is understanding the emptiness, the second essential for understanding the emptiness of the object being intrinsically one with its parts. Now, if this self were not to be, if this self is discovered not as intrinsically one with its parts, see if it is different from the parts. Remove the 6 elements. What's left? Nothing is left that is different from the 6 elements. If you're sure of this, you have understood the third seal, the essential of understanding the emptiness of the object being intrinsically different from its parts. Yes. And these are the only 2 possibilities. If these true possibilities are ruled out, then there's no possibility for this self to exist objectively. Yes, I know that. If you are certain about it, this is the fourth essential understanding, the pervasion, that anything which is empty of being intrinsic one and is intrinsic different from its parts entails the emptiness of the object, the essence of the object. Okay, now tell me, what is there from the object? You have to come too close to the object, and you've analyzed with the elements, different from the elements. What is there? Where is this self which you earlier saw as intrinsically so objectively there, so well defined that nothing to be seen to amazement? There's nothing but divided versus self in the eyes of the ultimate analysis. See this experience, where you pick up the isolate, and if the six elements come in, you are not married to emptiness. You got the wrong isolate. Of the many isolates, the self, the six elements, absence of it, absence of the intrinsic reality of the self, and so forth, you just pick up just this particular isolate, which is isolate of the emptiness of self in the form of non-affirming negative. Stay in this experience for a while. Okay, that's amazing meditation, amazing experience. What's the purpose of this meditation? Yes, just as this self dissolves in the experience to amazement, that self is seen to be non-existent the way it appears to me. Likewise, all your miseries, which are extremely agonizing, painful, stressful, they're all like illusion, they're all like dreams. Subject them to ultimate analysis, they will, just as this self dissolves into the experience of emptiness, all these miseries will also dissolve into the experience of emptiness. Your sorrows dissolve, your mental stress, disturbance dissolve. Sorrow is transcended. When the sorrow transcends, observe this experience, absolute peace dawns in you. Wow, that's amazing. That's so meaningful, so purposeful. This is what I've been craving. I could not articulate what I'm seeking. I'm seeking for something which is obvious. Now I discover that this is meaning, this is the purpose of my life. Yes. Generate very strong aspiration. May I soon be able to experience this emptiness, but full of confidence to sustain this experience, where all my sorrows are transcended. So this aspiration that we generate now, this is the most refined understanding of renunciation. The other forms of renunciation, I renounce miseries, I renounce contaminated karmas, I renounce afflictions, I renounce inappropriate, I renounce self-grasping ignorance. But most refined version of understanding renunciation is the renunciation, the aspiration, very strong aspiration to experience this emptiness where all your miseries are renounced. Okay, slowly come out of this meditation. Come out to slowly move to the Bodhicitta practice. Ready? Bodhicitta. Okay, for the Bodhicitta we'll do the 5 measurables. Today we'll do all the 5 measurables, and later on, if you're interested, then you have to learn the 2 methods. 2 methods. We're not going to cover the 2 methods in detail here in this class, in this course, but you have to learn this. And there are many books available there. His Holiness's book, for example, the How to Practice. There's one book titled How to Practice. You see the suttas there, and then the book by my own teacher, Venerable Geshe Losung Gyatso. His book, the title is Bodhicitta. The title is Bodhicitta. This is also an extremely good book on the methods to generate Bodhicitta. And then, after reading all these, and then if you really want to go into the nuances where you have personal experience, when you personally delve into this journey and you encounter with some challenges which are very experiential, then you have to read Lama Tsongkhapa's book. There are 3 volumes, you read the second one. There are 3 volumes, you read the second one. 3 volumes, the title is The Great Treatise on the Stages of Path to Enlightenment. The Great Treatise on the Stages of Path to Enlightenment. There's 3 volumes. The second volume is on Bodhicitta. Second volume. So if you read that directly, many of us may get confused. But when you already go into this, start into this, and then now you are looking for a finer answers to your questions. You read this book, you'll get all the answers from there. Okay? Beginners, you'll get lost. Better not go in there. It is like jumping into Manhattan directly. Right? Okay, so for time being, we do the 5 measurables. Ready? Okay, given that this is a Bodhicitta practice which we have never done before since primordial time, so we require a lot of support, inspiration, role models, examples, and the best examples are the Buddhist Bodhisattvas. And particularly of the trillions and trillions of infinite Buddhas, Buddha Shakyamuni is karmically connected with us. And today, in this era, with his Holiness the Dalai Lama, who is extremely, very strongly karmically connected with us. And visualize your true parents and all your family members with you, all dear mothers and siblings with you. Whether they passed away or whether they're alive, human beings, animals, insects, and ghosts, helpings, God and Goddess, spirits, everyone with you, taking that aside. And this practice, some of us may feel that it's so superficial. Yes, it's superficial. It doesn't really resonate with my natural thinking. Yes, it may not resonate. It doesn't matter. Therefore, it is known as practice. So, if it already resonates so well with your thinking, there's no need of practice. You've already accomplished what you are intent to gain. So, just bear in mind that I'm very fortunate. I'm doing something which doesn't resonate with my mind, and I'm going to practice it. And this is the meaning of revolutionizing your affective thinking. Immeasurable loving kindness. How good would it be that all my dear mothers and sentient beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. Causes of happiness primarily consisting of the most beautiful mind of Bodhicitta, the desire to become Buddha for the benefit of dear mothers and sentient beings, and the most fearless mind of the wisdom of emptiness. May all my dear mothers and sentient beings be endowed with happiness and the cause of happiness. I will take the responsibility that all my dear mothers and sentient beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. The Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, witnessing that you are making such a courageous commitment, they intensely have been proud of you. Like the mother, after all these many years of hardship in raising her children alone, today, eldest girl, eldest daughter just aged 12, and the eldest son just aged 11. 2 of them come to the mother. Mother, please take rest. You've done everything for us. We know how much you love us. And now we're all grown up. We'll take care of our other siblings. And the mother could not believe her eyes in ears. Extremely happy. Tears flowing through her eyes. This is exactly what is happening to all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. They are feeling so proud and happy over you taking responsibility for all our dear sentient beings. And this pride and happiness invoke their compassionate, omniscient minds to send forth nectars, very soothing lights towards you and all demonstration beings. The mere touch of lights and nectars with the body's beings yours instills all happiness and causes happiness in the minds of sentient beings yourself. And you witness such a miracle is happening towards all the demonstration beings. You're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Next, immeasurable compassion. How good would it be that all my sentient beings are freed from suffering and cause of suffering. Cause of suffering primarily consists of self-grasping ignorance and its offshoots in the form of inappropriate attention, afflictions, contempt, comments, and so forth, complemented by the self-centered attitude. May all my sentient beings be freed from suffering and the cause of suffering. I will take the responsibility that all my sentient beings are freed from suffering and the cause of suffering. The Buddha's Bodhisattvas witnessing that making such a courageous commitment, they're intensely happy and proud of you. This pride and happiness invoke the compassionate omniscient minds to send forth nectars of soothing lights towards you and all sentient beings. The mere touch of lights and nectars with the bodies of beings yours frees the beings or washes over all the miseries and cause of miseries from you and from the mind of all sentient beings. And you witnessing that such a miracle is happening to all the sentient beings, you're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Next, immeasurable joy. How good would it be that all my sentient beings are never separated from happiness and the causes of happiness that they're endowed with. May all my sentient beings never be separated from happiness and the causes of happiness that they're endowed with. I'll take the responsibility that all my sentient beings are never separated from happiness and the causes of happiness that they're endowed with. The Buddha's Bodhisattvas witnessing that you're making such a courageous commitment, they're intensely happy and proud of you. This pride and happiness invoke their compassion omniscient minds to send forth nectars of soothing lights towards you and all sentient beings. The mere touch of lights and nectars with the bodies of beings yours stabilizes their happiness and the cause of happiness the beings are endowed with. And you witnessing such a miracle is happening to us all the sentient beings. You're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Immeasurable equanimity. How good would it be that all my sentient beings are freed from the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others, and instead abide in the great state of equanimity, embracing all other sentient beings with total love and affection, leaving none aside. May all my sentient beings be freed from the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others, and instead abide in the great state of equanimity. I will take the responsibility that all my demon sentient beings are freed from the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others. The Buddha's Bodhisattvas witnessing that you make such a courageous commitment, the intense happiness and proud of you. This pride and happiness invoke their compassion omniscient minds to send forth nectar of soothing lights towards you and all demon sentient beings. And you are so happy, and this mere touch of lights and the nectars from the bodies of beings is yours. Frees the beings from the biased attitude of excessive attachment towards some and aversion towards others, making them abide in the great state of equanimity, embracing all other demon sentient beings equally, leaving them aside. And you witnessing such a medical reception towards all our demon sentient beings, you're intense happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Abidance, incredible experience of unconditional love towards all the demon sentient beings, which underscores all the four immeasurables. And imagine that you look in the eyes of each of the sentient beings with incredible love and affection, with the glowing, glittering eyes, to the extent that each of the beings, they feel themselves so special in your eyes. This feeling of unconditional love towards all the beings, this is the foundation, this is the seed for us to generate this most beautiful amount of Bodhicitta, to eventually culminate in the form of the full awakening Buddhahood. With folded hands, let us make a Bodhicitta commitment 3 times together. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. States the experience of the Bodhicitta, the most beautiful, appealing-minded soul universe. Slowly transform this beautiful mind of Bodhicitta into a spotless, unwanted, horizontally sitting with the heart. Okay, that's amazing that you made such a courageous commitment to become Buddha, but how come that you, no matter how much you squeeze a handful of sand, no oil comes out? Yes, that's true, but I'm not like a handful of sand. Instead, I'm like a handful of sunflower seeds, squeezing which oil does come out. After Buddha nature within me, with a concerted effort, it will manifest from Buddha. But how come that since time immemorial, since primordially, it never happened? You have the Buddha nature since time then, since primordially. How come that it never manifests till now? Yes, that's true. Till now I'm being deceived by the two demons, self-grasping, ignorance, self-satisfaction. I thought that these two are the best of my friends. Today I'm disillusioned by these two. Today I'm disillusioned. I'm going to do everything to exterminate these two demons. What am I going to do? I'm going to resort to a very powerful remedy. What is that remedy? The wisdom of emptiness. Non-dual wisdom of emptiness of the Arya Bodhisattvas. Let's quickly retrieve the experience of emptiness which we did as the the meditation of the third seal as part of the four essentials, for the seals. Okay, what are you doing? I'm meditating. How does the person appear to you? Of course, so objectively there, nothing to do with mind. Now they are subject to self-analysis. We just have to see the 6 elements. 6 elements per se is not emptiness. These are positive phenomena. So the 2 questions. What are you seeing? I'm seeing 6 elements. Where is the self? Objectively there. Where is the self? Nowhere to be seen. I'm to my amazement, I discovered that the self is empty from the object. Stay in this experience for a while. This is the meditative experience, the meditative equipoise state of the space like emptiness. Okay, imagine they'll come out of this practice. Again the self comes back. From the object is totally empty. Now to the mind, to the subject mind, it appears is purely subjective. This is a post-meditative experience of this, the illusion like emptiness. Like illusion, it appears, but from the object is empty, is illusion. Why? Go back to self-analysis. What is the self? From the object is nowhere to be seen. It's empty from the object. Stay in this experience for a while. Slowly transform this wisdom of emptiness, the most fearless mind of the wisdom of emptiness, into a spotless, clean, white Vajra, thumb size, white Vajra, vertically sitting on the Bodhicitta at your heart. Where now you have the blaze of the non-dual Bodhicittas. Moon, symbolic of the conventional Bodhicitta, the desire to become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings, which guarantees that your self-centered attitude is going to be exterminated completely. And a version symbolic of the ultimate Bodhicitta, which is a non-dual wisdom of emptiness of the Arya Bodhisattvas, which will guarantee that all the mental defilements are going to be wiped out completely. Wow, that's amazing. Meanwhile, don't forget that you 2 parents, all of family members, your children, and all demonstration beings are suffering terribly because of these 2 mental obscurations. Yes, you have very strong compassion to all the beings. This compassion that you generated invokes Vajramuni to heart to multiply infinite number of times. With incredible compassion, share one side of the Vajramuni with your mother at her heart. Share one side of Vajramuni with your father at his heart. With each of the demonstration beings, including children, with each of the beings here in Bodhicitta, human beings, animals, insects, herbivores, hell beings, gods and goddesses, spirits, everyone. Share with each of such beings in India, in our own country, in the entire world, in the entire universe. Every creature in the ocean, from the tiniest amoeba to the biggest of the whales, from the tiniest of the bacteria or the insects in the wilderness to the biggest of the elephants, to the dinosaurs and so forth. Now everyone has the share of Vajramuni from you, as a gift from you. Wow, amazing. Let's not forget that all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, they're watching us. And they're so proud of what you're doing today. Why not we invite all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas to be the guests and also a witness to our undertaking the aspiration, taking the ceremony of undertaking the ceremony of taking the aspiration Bodhisattva vow. As a gesture, make a request to all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas to be our guests and the witness to the ceremony. Along with all the Amansanjay beings, let us slowly stand up to make 3 prostrations to all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. Okay, see if you can sit on your right knees. See if you can sit on your right knees. Since it will take a little time, like a few minutes, in between, if you feel the pain, then you sit down in the most comfortable position, because the pain should not hamper us from generating this very strong aspiration of Bodhicitta, taking the aspiration of Bodhisattva vow, which is so precious. And who is entitled to take this aspiration of Bodhisattva vow? Everyone, anyone is entitled to take this Bodhisattva vow, not necessarily that somebody should be a Buddhist. Even non-Buddhists can take it. The commitment at the most is that from today onwards, I'll try my best to be kind and helpful to others. If not, at least I'll not harm others. And imagine that all the Bodhisattvas are watching us. And you are like a little girl aged 4 or 5, or a little boy aged 4 and 5. For the first time in your life, you are making public appearance on behalf of your school. And you're a little nervous, and then at the same time you're extremely responsible little girl, little boy, and you bring all your siblings with you for this performance. And then your parents, whatever they have to do that day, they leave behind everything to join the audience, waving their hands to you, to give you moral support. And they're feeling so proud of you. This is exactly what all the Bodhisattvas feel today. They're so proud of what you're doing today. So with this in mind, you like the little girl, you're inspiring everybody, all your siblings to join you, all little ones. So this is exactly what you're doing today. You are inviting all the sentient beings like your siblings to join you in this performance of the taking the aspiration Bodhisattva vow. So with this mind, let's recite the verse. Now that you know the meaning, let us try to invoke the meanings as much as possible while reading these verses. And wholeheartedly say this. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. 2 or 3 times. 2. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. Gurus, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as previous Buddhas have generated the mind of Bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of Bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train in the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of Bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of Bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train in the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as previous Buddhas have generated the mind of Bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of Bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully in the Bodhisattva practices. Feel the joy of having received the aspiration Bodhisattva vow. Feel the joy. And the Buddhist Bodhisattvas, they're so proud of you today. Like your parents, after all this, like your very dear mother, after all these many years of receiving complaint from the school over your misbehavior, and again today the school principal comes, and the mother very apprehensive, again brought him to complain, and the principal says, no, I came here to congratulate you. For what? Your daughter and your son, 2 of them, although they're very little, they were appointed as best students of this school for the year. The mother couldn't believe, after all these many years of getting complaints from the school, and today for the first time, hearing something so pleasant, she couldn't believe her eyes and ears. Tears rolling down her cheeks. This is exactly what all the Bodhisattvas, they're so happy today after all these many lifetimes, all these innumerable lifetimes since primordially. They always wish us to do something good so that we don't suffer. and stay away from negativity so that we don't really suffer, engage in virtues so that we can have the happiness. On the contrary, we always discard the virtues and embrace the negativities, so which makes them so sad all the time. And today you do something so different, so virtuous, that they feel so proud of you today. So this pride and the joy that they feel, all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas feel, Bodhisattva, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Lama Tsongkhapa, and all these great enlightened beings feel, invoke their Vajramoon in the full-fledged form within them to multiply infinite number of times. Like rain shower, they descend to merge for the one that visualize the heart, thereby becoming non-dual, stabilized, and blessed. Likewise, the innumerable replicas of Vajramoon from the minds from the heart of all the Buddhas, from the hearts of all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas, descend to merge by the one that you visualize in the heart of your true parents, your children, your family members, everyone in the wilderness, in the oceans, all the creatures, from the tiniest to the biggest, the beings, the human beings, animals, insects, everyone, thereby blessing, becoming non-dual and stabilized of the Vajramoon that you have shared with them. Wow, this is amazing. This is extreme. This is extraordinary. It never happened before. For the first time, this is a wonder. And of all the gifts that you can think of making to the beings, this is the greatest gift. It's amazing. And of all the offerings that you can make to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas, this is the greatest of the offerings. The Buddha himself proclaimed that one moment of generating compassion far excels the gift of the whole universe filled with gems and offered to all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas. If this were to be the case, what a mention of our having generated aspiration Bodhisattva today. This is the greatest offerings, and today you have made this offerings to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas. And from your life, this is the greatest meaning. Today you've extracted incredibly great meaning to your life. To awaken the lasting, the fearlessness and infinite happiness, which everybody seeks, yet unaware of how to seek that. And today, you have embarked on this journey, which is so precious. And all these wonders are happening because of the blessings of all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas. Once more, as a gesture of thanking the Buddhist Bodhisattvas, along with all demonstration makes, let us stand up to make 3 prostrations of all Buddhist Bodhisattvas. Okay, let us turn, please take your seats. Page 51. So these, the very extremely precious practices, we see that yes, some of you may now be feeling that these practices are so precious, these wisdoms are so precious. And how come that I meet with these teachings so late in my life? I'm sure that some of you feel like that. Yes? Makes sense? Okay. Don't forget that you're the youngest of the lifespan that you left with. Right? You have met this teaching at this phase. It's amazing. Okay. So the point is that let us keep in mind that there are 2 things happening. That is, that these teachings, from now what we've discovered is that in future lives I must meet with this teaching, number 1. Not only meet, and then I must rigorously engage in these practices, rigorously. Because many people, For example, those who are born in a Buddhist family, particularly like the family which follow the Northern tradition, say the Chinese and Tibetans, and all in the Himalayan belt, and Mongolians, we all met with this Northern tradition of Buddhism. But how many are seriously engaging in this? They come in contact, but not serious. And then if not serious, what's the point? So therefore, come in contact with these teachings is extremely important. This must happen in the future times. Number two, not only that we come in contact, we must become so enthusiastic, rigorously engaged in these two things. We should not forget. We should make sure that we plan them, create the blueprint, plan them, that these two things happen in the future. We have to plan it right now in this life, to make sure that these two things happen in the future times. So, how to make contact? That is by including very powerful prayers. Prayers, for example, say, what is prayer? Prayer means that, may I. There's enthusiasm there, the will there, willpower. So, for example, how you came to the Bali, how you come to India with the willpower. All these countries, he could remember all these names, right? So it's because of willpower. I must do that. So prayer means, may I meet with this teaching in the future lifetimes. So this prayer is the willpower. You create the willpower will connect you to eventually to what you want. So once you come in contact with this prayer, then the next is that you rigorously engage in this practice. When will you be rigorous? When you have the joy. When you don't have the joy, then you will take it very lightly. When you feel the joy, for example, like, say, celebrate your birthday, or in India, Diwali, New Year's, Christmas. So there's such a joy there. And then the time passes so fast. And whatever you do is high quality. You're getting it? So, for this, the joy must be cultivated. And how to build this joy? This joy, we must connect it with the Bodhicitta wisdom-mindedness. We must connect it in this life. How to connect it? For example, like, how many of you say like, now you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever age, so you smell something or you see something, instantly it makes you reminiscent of the past, right? It takes you back in time with your mother, with your dad, when you were a very small child. So these things happen. Some smells or some vision, some sound, instantly takes you back in time. Any sense? Yes, this smell has nothing to do with that, but that this smell was what you had when you were little, that smell, or the vision, the visual, or the sound, the music, the song, which you experienced during childhood, when you were a very happy moment with your parents. So these two are connected, that during your childhood. So later when this music comes out, this feeling of joy also instantly comes out. You're getting it? So likewise, in this life, if you connect the bodhicitta and the joy, so next time you hear the bodhicitta, next life, you hear the bodhicitta, connect with the bodhicitta, instantly joy is triggered. You're getting it? When the joy triggers, you jump into it rigorously. So these are the skillful means by which to make sure that you're taking care of not only in this life, but you're taking care of the future life also. And then once it follows like gade, first gade, when you reach the first gade, and then in the middle of the first gade, then it flows. You don't worry. The second gade, third gade, all these will flow. But the first gade, within that there are three phases. First gade, the small, middle, and the great of the first gade, which is part of accumulation. So till you reach the middle one, with the first phase of the first gade, it can still relapse. But when you reach the middle one, then there's no danger. Then it becomes like a gold, like bodhicitta. How stable is gold? Gold is very stable. Silver, it can become black instantly. And then what? Okay, yes, gold can also interact, react very quickly with the mercury. But gold per se, if you give the gold being the oxidized or getting oxidation, that is very unlikely. Silver easily oxidizes. You getting it? Okay. So at that point, then your bodhicitta will never diminish. You will just keep going. Gade, gade, paragade, it will happen. And very auspicious. Yes, no, it's very auspicious. Yeah. What is that? Padam Charan, right?
You're reciting maximum.
Okay. Yeah, okay, auspicious. Okay, good. So to connect and then rigorously engage. Two things. Okay, page 51. And let us wholeheartedly make these prayers. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious bodhicittas even in the cosmic life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious bodhicittas even in the cosmic life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may I always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious bodhicittas even in the cosmic life. In order to further increase this bodhicitta from now on, those with discernment who have lucidly seized and awakened the mind of bodhicitta in this way should highly praise it in the following manner. Today my life has borne fruit, have well obtained this human existence. I've been born in the family of the Buddha, and now I'm one of Buddha's children. Thus whatever actions I do from now on must be in accord with the family. Never shall I disgrace or pollute this noble ansari trace. Just like a blind man discovering a jewel in a heap of rubbish, likewise by some coincidence an awakened mind has been born within me. It is the supreme ambrosia that thereof comes sovereign of death. It's the supreme medicine that quells the world's disease. It is the tree that shelters all beings wandering and tired on the path of conditioned existence. It is the universal bridge that leads to freedom from unhappy states of birth. It is the adornment of the mind that dispels the torment of disturbing conceptions. It is the great sun that finally removes the misty ignorance of the world. It is the quintessential butter from the china of the mill of Dharma. For all those guests traveling on the path of conditioned existence who wish to experience the abundance of happiness, yes, will satisfy with and actually place them in supreme bliss. Today, in the presence of all the protectors, I invite the world to be guests at a festival of temporary and ultimate delight. May gods, demigods, and joy all be joyful. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards the realization that is in the prayers of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas for 3 times, and of the upholding the doctrine of scripture and insight. May in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Maya vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect in the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast the space that I've amassed, from working for this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds wisdom is planted by ignorance. Deyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata. through prostrations.